These days, Easter eggs are extremely common in movies. They can be intentional inside jokes, hidden messages, or references that are included for fun, or sometimes, in the case of comic book movies in particular, as a means of foreshadowing things to come. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is absolutely teeming with them. Ever since the first Iron Man movie back in 2008, MCU movies have included subtle and some not-so-subtle Easter eggs that have either already proven to be foreshadowing future events, or that will come to fruition in future movies. Here are 10 exciting Easter eggs hidden in Marvel movies. And please bear in mind, there are some spoilers for Captain America Civil War in this video. Captain America's shield. Captain America's vibranium shield is an iconic trademark weapon of the superhero also known as Steve Rogers. It's made regular appearances in the MCU ever since Cap first appeared in Captain America: The First Avenger, but a prototype version of it appeared twice before that, foreshadowing the coming of the super soldier to the franchise. In Iron Man, the prototype could be seen laying around in Tony Stark's workshop, and later in Iron Man 2, it was seen again, when it was picked up by Phil Coulson and subsequently used by Stark to prop up his homemade particle accelerator. The Leader. Back when Edward Norton was still playing Bruce Banner, the Incredible Hulk introduced audiences to Samuel Stearns, played by Tim Blake Nelson. In the movie, Stearns attempted to help cure Banner of his Hulk problem, but ended up getting some of Banner's blood inside an open wound when Emil Blonsky attacked him. As a result, a visible mutation began to take place on his head, and this was clearly a hint towards his future transformation into the Leader. The Leader is one of the Hulk's most formidable foes in the comic books, and it would be great to see the psionic villain in a future movie. He has actually appeared in some of the MCU's spin-off comics, but has yet to emerge on film. Maybe that'll happen in Phase 4 of the franchise. The S.H.I.E.L.D. map. In Iron Man 2, the movie came to a climax with Nick Fury giving Tony Stark a debriefing in a secret S.H.I.E.L.D. facility. It was the scene in which Fury suggested that Iron Man was suitable for the Avenger Initiative, but Tony Stark wasn't. In the room they were in, there were several high-tech computer screens, one of which had a map of the world on it. The map was interesting because it had a number of locations across the globe highlighted. Sharp viewers deduced that 2 of these locations were the fictional African nation of Wakanda and the underwater kingdom of Atlantis. Of course, since then, Wakanda has been confirmed to exist, and will be the setting for the Black Panther movie. But we've yet to see Atlantis in the MCU. Will we ever be introduced to the home of Namor the Submariner? Only time will tell.
So good to see you.
Erik Selvig's Chalkboard. By the time the events of Thor: The Dark World took place, Erik Selvig had been diagnosed as crazy and placed in an institution, thanks to his experiences under Loki's control in the Avengers. While he was institutionalized, he was seen doodling on a chalkboard. To most people, his diagram might have been nonsense, but to fans of Marvel Comics, there were clearly some very interesting inclusions on it. It was a drawing of the World Tree that links the 9 realms together, and it had some references to things like the Fault and the Crossroads. In the comics, those are gateways to an infinite number of alien dimensions and alternate realities. If they exist in the MCU, as this Easter egg would suggest, all kinds of weird and wonderful beings could spill through them in the future.
Can I have my shoe back?
Muspelheim and Surtur. In Thor: The Dark World, the cosmic event known as the Convergence was taking place. It resulted in the alignment of the 9 realms, causing the dimensional boundaries between them to become very thin. As the 9 realms begin to converge in the film's final act, a number of portals leading to them all are visible. One of the portals shows a flame-filled world with what appears to be a fiery body moving around inside it. The realm in question is Muspelheim, the home of Surtur and his army of fire demons, and the creature moving around inside it may well have been Surtur himself. Given that he's expected to be one of the main villains in the upcoming Thor Ragnarok, this was surely foreshadowing his future appearance in the MCU. Adam Warlock's Cocoon. Adam Warlock is a powerful superhero with strong links to the Guardians of the Galaxy in the comic books. But did you know that a recurring Easter egg is hinted towards him appearing in the MCU? In the mid-credits scene of Thor: The Dark World, audiences were given their first look at Benicio del Toro's character, the Collector. His museum was filled with rare artifacts and living beings, and one of the items that was visible in this scene was a large cocoon. It appeared again in Guardians of the Galaxy, and on closer inspection, it is clearly the cocoon that Adam Warlock uses for self-preservation and recuperation in the comics. With that in mind, we can probably expect to see him in future MCU movies, which is a very intriguing and exciting thought. HYDRA's targets. In Captain America: The Winter Soldier, it was revealed that Arnim Zola had developed an algorithm that predicted which individuals in the MCU could potentially become a threat to HYDRA. As a result, HYDRA plotted to use 3 helicarriers in an initiative designated Project Insight to sweep the globe using satellite-guided guns to eliminate those individuals. When Captain America and his allies discovered that S.H.I.E.L.D's Jasper Sitwell was actually an undercover HYDRA agent, they forced him to give them information about the whole thing, including the names of some of the individuals who would be targeted. They included the likes of Tony Stark and Bruce Banner, but also a certain Stephen Strange. It was the first time the character had been mentioned in the MCU, and confirmation that Doctor Strange was on his way. Vision and the Scarlet Witch. In Avengers Age of Ultron, there were some very subtle hints of a potential romance between the android Vision and the mysterious Scarlet Witch, but these hints became far more obvious in Captain America: Civil War. The Vision felt very protective over the Maximoff twin, and felt compelled to cook for her and make her feel better when she was down, and his feelings towards her even resulted in him losing his concentration. This was all clearly referencing the fact that the pair are romantically involved in the comics, and have even had a comic book title named after them. Could we see a romance between the pair in the future? Could there even be a Vision and the Scarlet Witch movie on the horizon? We'll have to wait to find out, but it would undoubtedly be awesome. Spider-Man. In Ant-Man, Scott Lang's good friend Lewis, played by Michael Pena, loved to tell a story. At the end of the movie, when he tells Scott about the fact that Sam Wilson is looking for him, he tells an elaborate version of events that includes references to heroes who jump, who swing, and who crawl on walls. All three of those could be interpreted as being references to Spider-Man, but the wall-crawling reference was definitely confirmation that he exists in the MCU. It was the first time he'd been mentioned in the franchise after Marvel Studios and Sony Pictures agreed on a deal to bring him into it, which was a very exciting thing to hear. The Winter Soldier's trigger words. In Captain America: Civil War, it was revealed that Hydra's control over Bucky Barnes came in the form of trigger words that turned him into the brainwashed assassin known as the Winter Soldier. Some of the words included the likes of longing, freight car, 1, 9, 17, and benign, but the one that was seemingly an Easter egg was homecoming. This was undoubtedly a fun nod to the exciting news about the title of the upcoming Spider-Man solo movie in the MCU. It's called Spider-Man Homecoming and will be released in 2017, which is something we're definitely all looking forward to. Thanks for watching our list of 10 exciting Easter eggs hidden in Marvel movies. Did you notice all of these? Which of your favorite examples were missing from this list? Let us know in the comment section below, and be sure to subscribe to our channel for more great videos like this one.